It's Thursday. It is Thursday, and that means it is, might be slightly biased, but the best stream of the week, because it is Rookies Night here on oNiD. Welcome along to any of you joining us for the first time, and of course, welcome back to those of you that have been with us many times before. You are listening to the Sim Stuff European Rookie League live on oNiD's Twitch channel. My name's Adam D, and I will be bringing you coverage of tonight's racing, along with my usual right-hand man for Thursday night, Johnny Ashley.
Hello.
Hello. Johnny, have you had a good day?
It's been alright, I suppose.
Anything significant happened in the world of oNiD today?
Well, we kind of hit 1,000 members today, so
I beg your pardon. Would you just like to run that one past me again?
We hit 1,000 members today.
So, just to clarify, oNiD Racing that started 1 year and 13 days ago hit 1,000 members today.
Correct. We did. Incredible, wasn't I?
That feels like quite a good day.
It was. And I got my new rig today, so it's been an especially good day today.
Yeah, boy. Are you sat in it right now?
Yep.
Is it comfy?
It's very, very comfy, actually. Yeah, it's quite nice. I could, if I just, I could. Well, no, I better not lean back. I might doze off.
You won't doze off. You won't doze off with my voice in your ear. Trust me. In good news, my iPad's just frozen. That's awesome. But in other good news, we've got some people in the chat. Hello to Heike van der Veen. Hello, guys, to Busy. And Mr. Van Oosenen with a hello.
Teammate.
Hello, teammate. Your teammate. Yeah. God, what has he let himself in for?
2.4 series, we're going to rock it.
Jesus, I've been his teammate in a 2.4 hour race before. Easy to go quicker than him. But not so easy to be as consistent as him, trust. That was a long time ago.
It was. That was... Cheers, Regal Racing. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We're
nice one,
very,
Regal.
very pleased with that. Very, very pleased. An incredible, incredible day. What have we got tonight, Adam?
What have we got tonight? I don't know. We're just going to throw some rookies into the most simple of Term 1s that there is, really. Yes, rookie racing. 2 sprint races at Monza. That's what's happening. What could go wrong, Johnny?
Nothing. There will be super clean into Term 1. We'll have some excellent racing. What normally happens at Monza with like skilled folk? Everyone goes into Term 1, has a massive pile up, and it's carnage, and there's bits of polystyrene board everywhere,
and bits of Porsche, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Bentley. Yeah, but do you know what? I like you. I have faith.
I do have faith in them.
In fact, I've got faith that these guys are going to show like the pros how to do it.
They've done well this season to prove that it can be done. So, yeah, I hope we'll put my teeth in. We'll get some really good racing tonight. I really do hope so.
Yeah, I think so as well. This series has been fantastic. It's provided us with some great racing already. So I don't think we can expect anything less tonight.
Quiet.
Who's quiet? It says link deleted is quiet on my screen.
Oh, no. On mine, it's me. I'm quiet. J.Ash is quiet.
It's because you put the dot in, you see. It thinks it's a link. So let me turn you up to...
Let me up to 11.
No, I've turned you up to 130%, which 130% of Johnny is far too much. But let's.
Everyone should have 130% of Johnny.
Oh Jesus! No.
Have we got any guests with us tonight?
We have, and I've just noticed that they've arrived. One of them has already started swearing in chat at fellow drivers, which is just so oNiD. And the other one is just sitting there quietly. So let's say hello to them properly. Mr. Jimbo Mancy, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm going to turn you up as well. You sound a little quiet this evening. Oh, you're only on 80%. That's why. And
that's after last week.
Oh yeah, okay, back down to 80%. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done now.
You've said hello. You can. No, must not swear. Mr. Parkin, good evening.
Evening. Yeah, we'll save the swearing for turn 1 of race 1.
No, we've just discussed it, and these guys are going to show everyone how it's done. No issues at all.
I have faith.
You have faith. Well, I would normally have faith, but that would be based on the fact of somebody doing a really quality driver's briefing. But tonight we had to let Jimbo do it. So how did it go?
I've sworn once, and I am prepared to swear again if you carry on with this discrimination.
I do have the mute button in my power. In fact, I
you just need a beeper. I'll get you a beeper.
I have the ban hammer in my power as well. Oh, nice.
Oh, it always goes to that. Always goes to that. Straight to the ban. Yeah, so the briefing, really good. Sort of focused on the fact that we went through last round with just one incident reported at Imola.
It's mega, isn't it? It's really good.
If we get out of 2 30-minute races at Monza with one incident reported, I will eat the proverbial hat. But no, it was really good. And the guys, they know what's going on now. You don't do a 45-minute race at Imola without more than one reported incident, unless don't know what you're doing, should I say. So no, really good. And it was nice to do one. Obviously, being one of the coaches, sort of you have good communication with the guys already because you talk to them quite a lot when we're in the practice sessions on a Monday, or if I'm in there on a Thursday before the racing starts anyway. So no, it was good, and fingers crossed they actually listened and go ahead. I did sort of focus some importance on braking points into turn 1 and said to the guys midfield and at the back that you may end up just stopping on track whilst everyone gets through the first couple of corners, so don't be surprised at anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just some disturbing news to report.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Tom Stocks is in the gym.
Whoa! Oh, lucky Jim. Oh, no, in the gym. Right, okay, sorry. I misunderstood for a moment. I can't even spell gym,
Nothing
let
to
alone
do with me.
Let alone know where it is. On the subject of the chat, actually, we've got a few people in there, so let's give some shout outs because Mr. Beef is in. So good evening, Extreme Beef, Mr. Simon, the man, the legend that is. Pinot Mickey has taken everything back to kind of 1990s EastEnders, and just decided to shout Sharon, but I assume that's actually he's cheering on the Sharon brothers. Good luck to all today. Fefster was dobbing Jimbo in for not mentioning the stream.
But I said how wonderful you are for mentioning it in the Discord.
I don't see the word wonderful.
Sorry, I said it in my mind.
It in the chat. Shame that.
I nearly threw up when I typed it.
Yeah, well, thankfully the rest of us can't read your mind. So, Mr. Vihan Van Royen, their evening boys, going to be a great one. Indeed, it is. Nightbot's in. Hello, Nightbot. Somebody's
Have you
getting
seen what
all
Ben
their
has just done?
Yeah. Ben has just gifted 5 subs.
Oh my good lord.
1 to Extreme Beef, 1 to Wendy, 1 to Parkin, 1 to Pep R, and 1 to Wombala.
Oh, you man. You man.
Thank you, Ben.
Love to see that. Yeah, as he mentioned, Old Gravy, Tom Stocks is in the gym. Van Royen's with us. Zeracer 76, I think that is. No, I need my glasses on. Is here as well. Everyone's here tonight. It's great. Oh, and Mr. William Van Blackhammer he's here as well. So we're in for a good night, chaps.
Absolutely. I'm just looking at the top kind of 10. It seems all a little bit mixed up. We've got a few silvers. Look at Wayne Bond up in third. I wonder if a lot of people like Monza and have done a lot of practice on Monza, and this might be a good track for him because it seems to be.
It's one of those tracks actually because for some reason I was always quicker at Monza than like my normal level of pace. So I suppose it's one of those tracks that you get the right kind of flow on it and get into that rhythm, and if you've got the right car as well. And on that subject, what car would people ideally want to be driving tonight around Monza?
Is there everything on who's going first with this?
You go first. You're speaking.
Okay. So obviously I would stick with the BMW just for the way it's geared more than anything. So it's quite a long 5th and 6th gear. So yeah, it does well obviously down the straights. Pretty stable in the corners and decent acceleration. So as an all-rounder, good. I think the McLaren obviously sits up there because of its downforce and the fact that it's a very are we allowed to say OP car
You
at the
can say
moment?
whatever you want. No, actually, no, you can't say whatever you want. Jesus, that's a bad idea.
Within context, it's a very
Yeah,
OP
blank
car.
check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have us removed off Twitch within minutes.
I mean, in fairness, Johnny and I haven't managed that yet, so the standards are obviously pretty low around here. But yeah, no, I think.
Oh, man.
I'm going to break that rule. Fuck off, Jimmy.
Oh dear, I didn't look how far through the stream we are. Ben's on it though, banning Jimbo. 1 sec.
Oh, nice. After I mentioned how nice he was for gifting 5 subs.
Yeah, well, never mind. And don't worry, Tom. Don't worry,
yeah,
Tom.
sneezed.
Don't worry, Tom. No, you haven't missed everything. You haven't missed everything. Obviously, we've talked about the 1K, but you haven't missed everything. We are into qualifying though, so I've now gone full screen, and this is the time when I now go round robin to all of you guys, and you're going to tell me who's going to be on pole today, and we are going to start with you, Mr. Parkin.
Oh, pressure right on after I got a few right last week. Are we going for any particular class? Or just overall pole?
Overall pole first, because that could be anyone, of course.
Good question.
And qualifying's only 13 minutes long, so if you could get it in before the end of it, that would be great.
It's good to see that the coach has kept an eye on who's on pace, isn't it?
Well, I just looked at the
Bloody hell.
time shot and Jimbo Manzi's top, so I'll go for
He won't get pole. He's washed.
yes. Wash. I'm gonna go for 33 Sharon.
Yeah, one of the Sharons. Yep, good stuff. Johnny?
I'm going for my teammate. I'm going Wilbur Van Oosenen.
Okie dokie. Jimbo?
I'm going to go with Rivera.
Yeah, he's been quick over the last couple of weeks, hasn't he? Nice and consistent. I'm going to go with Bond. You know, W Bond. I know he's a silver, but he was up there anyway. He's been quick.
Some new painkillers.
Yeah.
Not to discredit Bond in any way. That sounded really bad.
Wow. Jesus, Jimbo.
Probably made it worse by mentioning that. But yeah, okay. No, look, if it happens, it happens. If Bond gets pole, oNiD t-shirts for everyone.
When you say everyone,
All
everyone in the chat now. Everyone in the voice chat. Yeah. Shit.
So, £20 a pop. Yeah, I'll send you my PayPal details later.
I'm sure.
But yeah, no, I think you never know. You never know. Okay, so quickly, let's do silver roll up. Obviously, I think that that's going to be W Bond because he can't be overall pole and not pole in silver. What about you, Alex?
I'll go for Bond again. It's got quite a good gap to Jackman.
Jimbo?
Sablinskas.
Excellent. And Johnny?
I'm going to have to go with Bond, I think.
Yep. Okay, let's do quickly. I'm going to go Guerra. Jimbo?
Shelton. Is he racing? He is. I didn't even...
They're so professional, guys.
Why?
This is brilliant.
Why? Oh, it's gone to pot since the prediction started.
Parking.
Charlton again.
Johnny.
I'm going to blame it on Hiker.
So you're going to go with Hiker and blame it on him.
Yep.
Ah, very good. Right, so Zeracer says, yeah, man, W Bond is a good one. Let me call him quick and add pressure.
Nice.
Now,
Tell him what Jimbo said, yeah.
He is currently a second and a half off of Sharon's pace, so I may have blinked a little early on that one, but hey, you never know. You never know. He is a whole 10th up on this lap, so, you know, stranger things have happened. But Uval Sharon is currently your pole man with a 148.785. What kind of lap time do the aliens do around here, Jimbo?
So the aliens will be sort of, at this temperature, I would say mid to high 47s. Depending on what hidden secrets they have. Possibly low 47s. Not that I'm bitter.
So actually these guys are doing a pretty good job then, aren't they?
To be fair, Sharon matched my time that I set in the practice session within thousandths.
And that means what?
Oh, that's a good time. I'm meant to be a coach.
I was waiting for you to say that means that he's really, really quick, because I'm really, really quick.
No, do you know what? Monza's not my favourite track. I think as a hot lap track, it's definitely not my favourite. As an endurance track, it's not so bad for the longer races. But yeah, as a hot lap track, it's a bit... I don't know. I just find it a little bit boring.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of long straights, haven't you? And then just heavy braking zones breaking up. It's quite unique, isn't it, on ACC?
Very
especially.
technical. The parts where there are corners are very technical. But yeah, it just, to me, it doesn't offer much for a hot lap.
I think it's been overdone by other communities as well, and a lot of communities seem to race Monza quite a lot. Do you think it's been over-raced on ACC?
I think if you look at any racing sim game, it's just always featured. I know Gran Turismo, if you sort of jumped on a public server, it was there. F1, jump on a public lobby, it's there. You'd get to turn 1 and that'd be it. So yeah, it's just one of them tracks. I think, yeah, it's been around for so long, it's popped up everywhere. But you're right, you go onto the public servers here and it's Monza, Monza, Monza. And I don't know why. I just don't see the interest myself.
I think as well, because I think it's if I remember rightly, it's in the career mode in ACC. It's the first kind of practice race you do in a Lambo ST. Do you think it's kind of everyone knows it quite well? If they've like the intro to the game, they've done the intro to the career, kind of everyone feels comfortable racing it.
Yes. I know that question wasn't to me, but I thought I'd answer. As Hide and Right goes second, by the way. But no, you make a good point, and it definitely is the first track you pick up in ACC actually, yeah. And I always used to really dislike driving around Monza, especially in ACC, because it is, even though it looks like the simplest track out there, but it's really not, because actually you tune in a car to be as quick as possible in a straight line. You're not necessarily tuning it for the corners, and then some of the corners you get to, and like Ascari towards the end of the lap, the sausage curbs there are just absolutely wicked if you hit them, and also the ones through the chicanes as well. So there's a lot of risk over reward at Monza. So let's see who puts the big risk in tonight. And
I think you just nailed it there with the setup. Setting the car up for the track is quite difficult.
You kind of want a middle ground, don't you? You want not a lot of rear wing, but you need some for the corners. So it's kind
yeah,
of
I know there's a couple of people in Porsches tonight running 0 rear wings, and I worry for them.
Is one of them Steve?
Yes. yeah. Who I decided to mention in the chat before I jumped in here about had he barricaded himself into his room tonight and warned everyone not to make him jump while he's racing. At that point, I ruined his lap because that put him off. So
Jesus.
he just can't get away from it, can he?
Bless him. Let's just take a quick look at the order because there is some stuff going out on track. So Uval Sharon is currently on pole with 48.7. Heidenreich is second, 0.2 off, currently in the pits. So probably got enough time to get out and with a fresh set of boots and go again. There is a silver within 0.3 of pole and up in third overall. But it's not the silver that I said was going to be quickest. It's Felix Ingerden. So Ingerden having a good run, just 0.3 off the pole. Ricardo Rivera there in fourth. And then you've got the other Sharon, Larissa Tata, Van Oosenen, Mr. Bond, Splinskas and Shoveler. That's your top 10.
We never pick Felix.
No, and I don't know why.
It's always pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has an issue with his warm-up laps, doesn't he? So
How he's feeling.
you got that in there quick.
He got it in there before anyone else did.
Yeah, before anyone else got in there, I was in.
Rivera's just gone third, by the way, 0.255 off of pole. So he's
Nice to see them close again.
yeah. I mean, if you took Sharon off the top there, then you got your second, third, and fourth all within a tenth of each other exactly. So yeah, close stuff tonight. Now, how powerful is the tow in ACC around Monza?
Pretty powerful. Pretty powerful.
So we could be looking at a tow train.
Yeah, sort of. You see it, don't you, in other esports? They call it the DRS train. Yeah, it's going to be one of them ones where your opportunity is going to come by pressuring someone, and they make the slightest mistake, a slight little spin up on the exit of a corner onto a straight, or you push them into braking late, and they sort of give up their exit just to hold position. That's where your opportunity is going to come.
It's difficult to, as we see Sharon dropping it. He was 0.2 up on that lap as well. What a shame. But it's difficult to just run away and hide around here unless you've got a huge amount of additional pace.
In a perfect world, if you were, let's say, P1 into the chicane, you would, one, survive, and the two cars behind would be going sort of like side by side. And if you can then break sort of a second from that, then yeah, that's the perfect outcome of the start of the race.
So where do you think most of these lads are going to be looking to overtake? Because you've got that, the slipstream is going to be strong. Are they going to be looking into turn one? Are they going to be looking into a Scari or?
I think turn one's going to be your big. It's the longest straight, isn't it, out of a fast corner. Parabolica gives you an opportunity to sort of get real close to someone, but it's still a tricky corner. It is one that you could spin up on the exit, you could run wide, and the minute you compromise your exit down that straight, you could potentially be a sitting target.
It's so easy as well into that run into turn one to think, oh, there's this guy alongside me, I've got to outbrake him, and then just end up somewhere on the grass or escape road and in a lot of trouble. It's easily done.
And it is easy. Well, that's not easy. It takes two knowledgeable people and respectful people to go side by side through turns 1 and 2. Something that our F1 world champion and his rival seem to struggle with. But it can be done. It can be done.
Yeah, it can. And we see it time and time again. Actually, when you get some really respectful racing between people, it absolutely can be done. And it can deliver some great action. So let's hope for a bit of that tonight. We are into our last minute and a half of qualifying. So just we're watching Greg Prescott at the minute because he's half a second up on his current best. This could put him around 11th, 12th, that kind of area. Puts him 13th, close enough. But that's a good return on that lap from Greg. And Uval Sharon is going faster again. He's 0.2 up and he's coming out of the parabolica, across the line. So I think this one is going to wrap up pole. Yeah, he is now more than 4/10 clear of the field.
I think silver pole is potentially sorted as well.
My prediction went well, right?
You got third in class.
9th overall.
Did you take an each way bet on that?
No, I did not. I also thankfully didn't match your bet, or else it would be t-shirts for everyone. No, that's not happening.
Yeah, Ben hoping Greg survives this week. It's nice to see Greg here. Actually messaged me earlier on today saying he didn't think he'd get away from work on time, but he definitely has been one of the most unluckiest drivers this season. He always seems to be the way with Greg. He always gets collected or gets in a bit of bother, and but he has got some good pace in him, so he's definitely one to watch out for. I'd love to see him get a podium in one of the races.
I suppose it's one of the problems of finding yourself in the middle of the pack, wherever you are. I always think it's just about the worst place you can qualify is right in the middle. I said pole was done, by the way, but Rivera ran it close, 28 thousandths off of Chiron.
Wow.
And actually he's on another lap and he is going faster. So let's stay with Rivera over this lap because he might just sneak it away. Chiron is not currently going quicker on this lap, so it's open. So the McLaren looks really quick around here tonight, but it's looked pretty quick everywhere this season, hasn't it?
Just a touch of grass on the exit of second Lesmo might have cost him a bit.
Yeah, he's not up or down at the moment. Chiron has gone off, so that's his qualifying done with. So we'll stick with Ricciardo, and he's slightly up on his best at the minute. He's flashing purple, so he
looks planted for Ascari.
He has a chance here. He's now 10th up, so it's all down to the parabolica.
Taking that much curb through Ascari, Jesus. In a McLaren.
In a McLaren, yeah.
Oh, surprised he's not like in Greece hitting that hard.
This could be it though. He's still flashing purple. I think he's going to steal it. And he does.
Oh, he did.
He absolutely did. So who picked Rivera?
Oh, 2,000.
Let's have that.
Who picked Rivera?
I did.
Oh, Jesus.
It's okay, I can hear your disappointment that I was right. Let everyone else hear it.
To be fair though, do you want pole? Because you've got the inside of the track, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I would. Still, front row minimum.
I always want pole. I've never had pole. Actually, yes, I have. That's a lie. Anyway, look, before the racing gets started, we've actually got something important to talk about quickly. So, for anyone who joined us right at the very, very beginning of the stream, we mentioned that something pretty cool had happened today. Johnny, just remind us the really cool thing that's happened today.
I've got a new rig.
No, not that one.
Oh, right, sorry. We hit 1,000 members today.
We did, which got some of us thinking and chatting. So, Johnny, your admins have been having a bit of a behind your back chat today, I'm afraid.
Right.
And yeah, we all do quite a lot, but we know full on that we would not have hit 1,000 members without what you do every single day for this community. Not just setting it up in the first place, but the absolute ball sweat that you pour into oNiD to get it where it is right now. And we were thinking about how we could just give you a little thank you and a bit of a commemoration of the day. So can you see the stream right now?
I can, yeah.
So you can see the actual stream, not the one in Discord where you're watching my screen, right?
No, I can see the stream, yeah.
Okay, so what we've done is we've all chipped in a little bit. It's nothing huge, but what we've done is we've created a 1,000 Discord members t-shirt with today's date on it as well to commemorate it. So from all your admins to you, as a thank you for everything that you've done over the past year to get oNiD where it is, this will be winging its way to you very, very soon, sir.
Thank you very much, guys. No, I really do appreciate that. I'm I don't know what to say. I started this up with Ben and Dave and Paul a long time ago, and well, a year ago. Well, we were doing it before that, but officially a year ago. And I can't take all the credit. It's down to you guys as well. You know you do your fair share, but I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. I look forward to my t-shirt coming. I do love an oNiD t-shirt. I seem to have quite a few of them now. So, but that's a really special one. So thank you guys. No, I really, really do appreciate it. And 2000, here we come.
The thing is, right? We all recognise that everyone in the admin group does their bit, and everyone does, and it's a phenomenal team. But mate, seriously, we all thank you so much for what you do and for putting the community on the map. So fair play. So I'll chat with you offline and we'll get this figured out, sent to you and that.
What I'm more concerned about is how you managed to have a chat. Did you do it in Discord behind my back? How did you manage that?
Group DM, you numbnuts.
I was going to say, fucking how did they manage that?
Yeah, it took me a few minutes to figure it out. Anyway, let's just pause that on there because we need to run the intro to what you're about to watch, and then we need to get going. So stand by. Here we go. This is oNiD Rookies, the SimStuff European Rookie League, round 4 from Monza. 2 30-minute races about to happen around the Temple of Speed in Italy. This is either going to be absolute carnage or absolute joy. Either way, we are going to get some good racing. My name's Adam D, bringing you coverage of both races tonight. Alongside me is Johnny Ashley. Say hello.
Hola.
Jimbo Mansi.
Buongiorno.
And, of course, Mr. Alex Parkin.
Hey up.
Hey up. Perfect.
I think we just travelled halfway across the world there, didn't we, with different introductions.
From
We
Ola,
Spain.
From Ola to Aop. Perfect. That's the oNiD way. Guys, welcome to the stream. We are about to get racing. This does promise to be something epic. We had just a matter of a couple of thousandths of a second separating cars 53 and 33, Rivera and Chiron on pole. The guys behind were not a huge distance off. We've got people with great pace all the way through the pack. It says rookies, but it's so much more than that. You guys are about to see some great racing when we get the green light any moment now. And there it is, drive-through straight away for Steve Worrell, unfortunately. We head down to turn 1 then. We'll stay on the helicam. Rivera on the inside. There's a move coming there from, that's Van Oosenen, I think, in the lime green Bentley to the inside as well. Chiron looking to the outside. Heidenreich late on the brakes, but the front pouch group all get through safely. No, they don't. There is contact a little further back, as you could hear the yelps and the woos in the background. And I think everyone just keeping their eye out on what is going on through the pack. Guys, what are you seeing?
I think you jinx Prescott saying he wanted a clean race. He's ended up losing a few places on turn 1. Not too badly, but yeah. And
this pack down into the second chicane is all a bit tasty. Greg with a Punterino of his own there, unfortunately. But let's just nip back up to the front. Those two have got away a little bit, but Van Oosenen did get himself up to 4th. Sablinskas into 1st in silver. So
It's Inga Heeden that got tagged by the other Sharon.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. So it's Ingerden that's fallen all the way down to 19th. Sablinskas now first with Mr. Bond in second behind him. Shoveler has moved himself up, and Shouting up to 8th overall. So a really good start to the race for him. Let's just check in. I think there's a tight pack in the middle here. Dan Hyde, one of them, right up behind Mr. Garrido. Yeah, it is Pablo Garrido. I don't know why I had to check that one. Just wasn't sure whether Pablo was correct or not, but it is.
Great name.
It is a great name.
Got a feel for Felix there at the start after putting it on the second row as a silver.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to take, but he looks like he's done okay out of it. He's only dropped down to 5th in class, so be interesting to see how he gets on fighting his way back through.
Yeah, we'll definitely still get some points off it. These two are going to be close again, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, but hang on a minute. That looks to me like Van Oosenen making a move around the outside of Matthias Heidenreich. It's nice and neat and tidy so far. That Lexus looks pretty good in a straight line as well. So actually managed to pull away from the Bentley further along that little bit after Curva Grande. I'll see if I can get my words out in a minute. But Van Oosenen now gets up the inside of Heidenreich, nice and clean. Heidenreich just whacked the sausage a little bit too hard, and let's face it, chaps, nobody wants to whack the sausage too hard. Good, thank you for that.
3 minutes into the race.
Let you. Oh, I was just watching D Evans, who had a good start, picked up a few places, and then he's just clipped the barrier in the first Lesmo. Back down to 5th. In
I
rookies,
noticed he was
now.
struggling in the Lesmos all throughout practice. I think the off-throttle rotation was causing him some issues.
Yeah, it's a tough one to get right, the Porsche, isn't it?
Especially with Zero
Not
Wang.
too much of a fan.
Zero Wang.
Zero Wang. And on that subject, Steve Worrell, after his drive-through, has got himself a bit of a lonely race this time. But good practice for the race 2, no doubt. This is on board with Uval Chiron as he's trying to close that gap up to Rivera once again. So Rivera just pumped in a 149.8 that time around to open up the gap by a couple of tenths. But Chiron's not going to let him run off into the distance, is he?
They're so evenly matched. Every race I think this season they've been one behind the other. Not much to split them, is there really?
There absolutely isn't. Let's just jump a little bit further down the path. This is Casey Jackman. That looked like a late lunge from... as we see a Porsche going straight off. I'm not sure. Is that Mr. Evans? Is it? Did he say?
He's taken the Seb Vettel line.
He has, yeah. He didn't... he actually did quite a good job. He weaved his way through the polystyrene rather than just smashing through it, which is a pretty solid job. But there's Mr. Kovacic, Mr. Rolling Thunder with his Skydancer Racing BMW. He's doing all right. He's up in 19th. That's 4th in class. So Mr. Thunder having a good run so far. Nice to see.
Inga Heden's on the back of Davies.
Ingerden on the back of Davies. Oh, there was a car spun round there. Feeling that might have been Pablo. No, it was Thunder. It was Thunder. I said all good things and then bad things happened. But this is Felix Ingerden now right up towards the back of Ryan Davies, Pablo Garrido, and I think Dan Hyde is in the front of that pack as well. Yeah, just about. But we're seeing some action here into Parabolica.
I can't tell if Garrido's got damage or if he's struggling with something, but it was ahead of Dan Hyde a couple of corners ago, and now he's just fallen right off the back of him. Not sure if he's encountering some kind of problem.
It does look like it's got some damage. Just jumping on with him now.
It doesn't look too bad from the outside, but actually maybe front right corner. Oh, as we see Ryan Davies get way too deep on the brakes and have to jump down the escape route to avoid a collision. That means that Felix Ingeden moves up a place.
Quite nice there from Davies as well. He could have just sort of planted it through there and come back out in between the two, but actually gave it up and drove through there quite nicely.
And actually, we said this last week. Rookies isn't just about seeing an improvement in pace. It's about racecraft, overtaking, strategy, but also one of the things that is so often overlooked in sim racing is decision making, and the ability to make those on the spot decisions, to back out of something, or actually, I would be better off losing a couple of tenths rather than causing a collision. Is that something you coaches go through with these guys, or is it something you just pick up with them when something happens and then give them some advice afterwards?
Yeah,
Alex,
in the practice sessions, we try and have a little race at the end of the session just to get us all used to racing next to each other with less pressure on. But it's not always been the cleanest, but it gives you some practice where you're not racing for league points or under immense pressure, just 20 minutes driving around in a clump of cars. It does help a little bit, gets you comfortable doing it with a car next to you.
And that's part of the point, isn't it? It's about being comfortable with other cars around you. And
yeah, not just sticking to the racing line.
Yeah, exactly. That you can do so much practice just by yourself, where you learn the racing line, you learn how to stick on the racing line, but then when it comes to it, to make a move, you've got to be off the racing line and still know what to do. As we see, Felix Ingeden gets super close to the back of Pablo Garrido, and that's for positioning class. So Ingeden to the outside, which will become the inside now into the second chicane. There's a little nudge there, but that is nicely done. Side by side through the chicane. Beautiful stuff.
He done well there to avoid La Sausage, as you so often refer to it. How do you hit that? Wow. How do you hit that? He would have taken them both out at that point.
Yes, he would have done. Yes. He's now straight onto the back of Dan Hyde, who not so long ago we saw Dan trying to make moves on Pablo Garrido, I think.
And Naveen's had a major problem and reset to pits. I just missed that.
Micro Valpin, thanks for the follow. There was a couple of other follows earlier that I missed. I heard Murray Walker's dulcet tones in my ear, but couldn't quite get to the screen in time. So, but thank you for OmiIngot13 for the follow as well. You love to see it. Wow. Ingeden so close to the back of Hyde here. I thought he was actually going to push him through Parabolica.
I get the feeling he might be a little bit angry after the turn 1 incident.
So how do you like harness that anger and turn it into a good thing? Because that anger can be something to really motivate you to get back up through the field, but how do you control that?
I think the biggest thing I've learned throughout it all is if someone hits you, yes, it's incredibly frustrating, yes, it's annoying, but it's not your mistake. I'm more annoyed when I make a mistake. That's when I have a real problem, and probably I struggle more to turn that anger into something positive. But for me, the big one is if something like that happens, it's a case of, okay, the car's not wrecked, he got clipped from the rear, he got spun, there won't be much damage, if any. He can still race that car to its full potential. So now it's a case of, okay, well, what can I go out there and do? And in a situation like this, where you've got a second race after this, all is not lost. At the moment, he's now back up to third in class. He could walk away from tonight with a P3 and a P1. And if you offered that to anyone of 2 races, I'm pretty sure they'd be happy to take a result like that. So,
confirmed.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
What about you, Johnny? Because you've had your fair share of being wiped out at times in the past. So how do you sort of put all of that in a box and and chuck it in the background and get on with your race.
Explicit language helps.
Please no examples.
I tend to turn my mic off, have a shout and a scream, and then kind of just get my head back into the game.
Sorry, was that McLaren backwards? Yeah.
Yeah, Larissa
On the
Tata,
screen.
yeah. We'll pick up a replay of that. Sorry, Johnny, yeah.
So yeah, you just kind of have to get your head back in the game, especially like we do a lot of endurance racing, and if you make a mistake, you've still got a long way to go. So it's kind of having that mentality where just get back in your groove. It is difficult to get back in your groove. Did he get hided?
That's what I'm worried about, but no, I think he's going to drop it by himself. Yeah, he's dropped it by himself.
Yeah.
We all got worried then because we saw Dan Hyde in close proximity. Bless him.
I just say that is no worse than the comment I made about Bond getting pole. Because I need to try and save myself from this.
Yeah, but Johnny's the community owner. He can say what he wants.
Yeah.
Within reason.
Oh, just winding up a C-bomb.
I'm not going to bite. Not going to bite. Not this early in the first race, anyway. So Rivera looking good at the front. There's a race going on here, guys. Please grow up. Yeah, take this seriously.
Wow.
We're a community with 1,000 members now. This isn't a joke.
Oh, isn't it? Isn't it? Are you sure? It's the world's longest and most intricate joke. Yeah. Ingerden, by the way, is now right on the back of Shoutin, who's right on the back of Hyde. So these three are just about to head into the Parabolica. And this is three drivers from three separate classes, but all with their own thing to get on with. Shoutin seems like he's got a good run out of Parabolica straight onto the back of Hyde. Let's ride on board with him.
It also looks like he's running next to no wing to be able to actually pull in on the Bentley like that.
Just not quite enough, though, is it?
No. Oh.
Well rescued, to be fair.
Oh.
So you getting, it was getting a bit brave, it was getting a bit fruity, and he took the sensible pill and dived out of it. He lost one place, but actually in his class he didn't lose anything. So good driving again by all, I think.
He seems to be in the last couple of rounds a step above the rest in the AM class. Definitely after Imola.
I guess that's the point as well, going back to driving standards. Like, a little mistake like that doesn't ruin your race by trying to do too much and ruin someone else's race by ploughing into the back of them. You do the sensible option and just plod on, I guess, afterwards.
But isn't that also the point of the rookie league? For me, certainly setting it up was when Shoutin was he was an AM at the start of the season, so you want to see progression. Yeah, he's probably too quick to be an AM now. So that's the whole point of the rookie league, isn't it? To get these guys quicker and quicker with coaching. So it's got to be good to see as well. And it's credit to you guys that are coaching him as well.
Just I just wanted to jump into the chat briefly. There's a couple of things to pick up on. Omi Ingot, I'm probably saying that wrong, or oh my god, number 13. Welcome along. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for watching. Like we said earlier, but you say you want to do this one day, but you're too slow still. Well, I'll tell you something. This league here is the oNiD Rookies League, and there's a big variation in pace. There's 3 different classes in this, so there's AMs within the rookies here, and coaches on hand that have helped these guys. And this is round 4, and the progress that these drivers have made through all of the practice races, through all of the practice sessions, the pre-season races, plus the 4 rounds we've had so far has been great. This, and Johnny will correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a permanent oNiD fixture as it stands. There will be another rookie league, and I encourage you to come join our Discord, get yourself involved, and we will help you get to the point where you feel more comfortable racing with other cars on track. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. So welcome along to oNiD.
And if you complete a formation lap, you're already doing better than I did.
That's absolutely true. It could be no more truer than true.
Fantastic.
I don't know.
Yes.
Break off into a bit of Spandau Ballet then.
Carbon, thank you for the follow, and thank you for getting me out of a sticky situation there. But yeah, bad news for Heike van der Veen. He's had so much bad luck this week. What with wheels turning off, and then he's had power output tonight. He's having really bad luck. But keep at it, Heike. You're doing well. You're improving massively. So good stuff. Right, you see, Mr. Omigot.
Are you alright?
Saying he's fastest at shut up, you. He's fastest at Monza was a 152. That's not far off. We can help you get there. So, and this is close as coconuts to turn 1. 4 cars there.
Wow, that's a phrase.
It's an Adam phrase. So this is
good, I like it.
Sablinskas trying to hold off Shoveler, who's trying to hold off Bond, who's trying to hold off the second of the Chirons. Meanwhile,
So this is where class racing is difficult, just quickly, because Sablinskas could give this up to Shoveler. He doesn't need to race him, but he's got Bond right behind, who at the moment Sablinskas considers giving up that position, could take advantage. So I know we obviously encourage the guys not to class race, but at a point like this, Johnny, I'll ask you, where would you sit? Because obviously the rules and bits like that, they come from you, and they were obviously around from before I joined in as an admin.
Sorry, that's
Bond just finishes
Bond.
that conversation for me, yeah.
That is Bond off. Let's just pick up a replay of that. So that's...
Let's forget all of that, Johnny. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Wait, I'll just continue eating my crisps.
Yeah.
What flavour you got?
Manly crisps.
Oh, he's got McCoy's steak and...
He's got prawn
Fucking
cocktail.
right.
Trust me, he's got prawn cocktail.
On
Later.
cocktail.
I did miss the R. You're right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Another thing from chat, by the way, is JB, Julian Bell, oNiD regular. Great to have you watching the stream tonight, sir. He is Swedish, as is Felix in car 19, and he is suggesting that I am pronouncing it correctly, so I'm pleased with that. That is Felix Ingerden.
If you just jump to Charlton, he's having a good old battle with Davis, I think, around Parabolica. A good little switchback. And he's got, he's fallen a bit behind into turn 1, but might be worth a replay at least.
Your wish is my command. As they head into Parabolica, you're absolutely right. He actually made it.
Oh, the old switcheroo.
Wow. Yeah. So he got up the inside on the way in, and then he's been switcherooed on the way out. As we see Bond heading to the pits for Q to take a look at his car.
We jinxed him there, didn't we, with our predictions, I think.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Sorry, I just got that one at the end.
Thank you. Well done.
Very good. This is why I'm here.
Yeah.
I totally missed that.
I'm just glad that somebody got it.
That and the rookies thing, because like you saying, there is a second season of rookies. I bloody hope so, because I don't do much else. So.
Thanks for your time, Jimmy.
Let's clip.
Yeah,
that.
we're not gonna carry on with this. Just completely rebrand it. So I'm like, oh wow, they did something new. That's nice for them. Hold on, they're all the same guys.
They only did amateurs.
Could call it Only Ams. That'd be a good name.
I would have no idea what you're referencing.
It's only for amateur drivers. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't go, Adam, on your previous history. Don't go and Google it.
No. No, I won't. Oh dear. Yes, so Felix Ingerden is right back up with Dan Hyde. So these two have been on the same bit of track for a while now, really. So Dan has done a solid defensive job tonight. He's up in 8th overall, so it's a pretty good drive from Dan. But I suppose it begs the question: what has happened to Dan Hyde? Because he won one of the pre-season races. It doesn't seem to be coming together for him in the season.
he won at Zandvoort, and the Bentley, I've always experienced the Bentley being really, really strong there. It really suited him, and it really suits that track. So I think, and there was a few accidents as well. I'm not saying that Dan's not quick, but there was a couple of accidents, and he managed. What the thing is with Dan, if you get up behind Dan, it doesn't mean you're going to pass him. He's really good defensively. So once he was up in first in that race, you just can't get past him. He knows exactly where to put the car. Plus, he's in a Bentley, which is 40,000 foot wide. So you're just not going to get past him. But he has massively improved. His pace is getting better and better each week.
You're not going to get past him. I think
he's done that perfectly, hasn't he? So my comment about Bond and the multi-class racing, and now this.
Yeah, so Dan just blended out the throttle on the straight, pulled wide, and let him through. Now, the interesting thing is that Ingeden was actually a long way behind Sablinskas, but Sablinskas made a mistake on the exit of Ascari, and he's got through. So Ingeden...
So confused. What's happened here?
Ingeden has got himself back up into the lead of Silvers after everything that happened earlier on in the race.
He hasn't.
I think it's
Sablinskas.
I think
it was Shoveler. Shoveler has. Yeah.
Oh, that's Shoveler.
So Ingeden is now 3.7 behind Sablinskas.
I'm glad that you guys are on the ball. Jesus, what is wrong with me tonight?
Just go a bit further back in Silver class. Ryan Davis has just had a significant problem on the back straight, and he's lost third place in Silver. So he's crawling along. I'm not sure.
I think he's had a big whack on the exit of Ascari.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Wow, that is. I mean,
it's no longer an Aston Martin. That's more Fiat Multipla now than Aston Martin.
Oh dear.
That's unfortunate. Cost him a good finish there.
There's always race 2, you know.
And that is one of the beautiful things about having a sprint race format, which I think is ideal for these rookies. You know, to have that second chance. I always used to love it because I make a ton of mistakes. So to have a second chance in a second race was always perfect for me. As we see Uval Chiron getting to within half a second of Rivera, so it's just over 6 minutes left. The gap first to second has closed again. This is the closest they've been since about lap 2, I think.
So could Rivera's setup just be a little bit heavier on tyres? Is that why Chiron is closing back down towards the end of the race?
Yeah, we saw this previously, didn't we? With one of the, I can't remember which one it was last week, that they closed back up. There was a little bit of a gap, then they closed back up because someone's tyres were going in, and it seems to be that this is the kind of the pattern for these two guys. You just can't separate them.
It's a fine line with the setups between a 30-minute race. You think, you know, could I get away with using my qualifying setup because it's quick? But then you stick a lot of fuel in it, and you find that it starts to grain the tyres up, or you blister the tyres. The minute you start to get graining, you're going to have a horrible experience for the second half of the race.
And ever since ACC went to the version 1.8 a few months ago now, graining and tyre temperature has become a much bigger factor, if I'm not wrong even.
You're never right.
Massively. Tell you what though, Sablinskas has made another mistake because Ingeden is now 1.6 behind him.
It's going to get close towards the end of the race. Chiron's right on the tail of Rivera this time.
Well, looking at the times, Sablinskas' last lap was a 1:51.6. Ingeheden's was a 49.6. So he's got 2 seconds on him a lap. And there is 2 laps, possibly 3 laps left of this race.
So let's just first of all see how these two guys right at the front of the field get on down towards turn 1, because it is close as coconuts once again. But then we will take a look at that battle between Sablinskas and Ingeden as well, because that is getting closer as Chiron takes a look.
Thinks about it.
Rivera goes
Decides
heavily
there.
defensive, and he's now
Wow.
compromised. Has he compromised his exit? No, he's still done well out of there.
Well, I think he did slightly, but I think Sharon probably compromised his even more. They sort of both jinked to the right and lost themselves a bit of time. They are sort of both equally about 3/10 down on their best lap after the first couple of corners. So this one is brewing up to a tight finish. But let's just go check in on Ingeden. He's getting closer, but not quite there yet. Catching is one thing, passing is another. And that's what Uval Sharon is beginning to find out as he sits in the wake of Ricardo Rivera for yet another lap.
Not to
More
say as
difficult
well.
when someone's in the same car
Yeah,
because there's no benefit or flaw over each other.
I'm assuming that the tow is slightly less with the McLarens as well because they're such a low down car.
Potentially, it looked like Sharon was getting a good drive down the start-finish straight there. We'll see this time how it goes, but definitely 2 more laps at least.
It's such a credit to those two as well. 2 evenly matched cars, almost identical pace, and I don't think that I can remember there's been a coming together with them. It's
Oh, you've said
really
it
good
now.
to see.
You've said it now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, commentator's curse.
32 and a half
Here
minutes
comes-
more of Monza.
Here comes a Sharon doing a Mancy dive bomb any second.
I've got my head in my hands. I really can't watch.
Oh.
It's a poor camera angle. Calm down.
Ah, dear. So
Ingeden's
Ingeden,
really close.
he is really close. So let's take a ride on board with him. So that is Sablinskas in front. This is for the win in silver. This is the view back from Sablinskas's Mercedes. And that
See, that's the Mancy dive bomb right there. That is mid corner
there's-
when you least expect it.
there was no contact. Everything was fair. So no, I disagree. But look, he's getting really, really close now as they run down towards the second chicane. Who's going to come out of there ahead?
Not going to put the car on the outside. Oh,
That
Sablinska's
was a
parked it
bad-
right on the.
Just as a
Dan
camera
Hyde has
switch.
just completely missed the chicane.
Dan Hyde has just gone, I fancy a bit of this. I've got a few track cut warnings to play with here. Yeet! Straight over. But no, we almost missed it, but Sablinskas did manage to hold on so far.
He parked it heavily on the apex and very unsuspectingly caught Felix out. But at the end of the day, how aggressive do you go with your defensive driving?
Very.
Yeah,
Always.
I was gonna say, Ministry of Defence Willie Blackhammer would tell you that.
Look, right, so leader starts the final lap.
Sharon just had a bad parabolic and he's lost a bit of ground there.
So that's a shame
that one
for
might be
Sharon. That one might be a bit difficult for him to get that much closer. Dan Hyde
though.
keeps showing white flag. I don't know why on my screen. He's now showing yellow, but he's quite clearly trundling on okay. So I don't know what's going on there. Ingeden has dropped back slightly from Sablinskas as well.
He made a mistake on the exit of Ascari and caught the gravel.
Ouch. Larista Tata is not far off the back of Greg Prescott. In fact, he's up the inside of him into Parabolica. And
This is
they
gonna
are
run down the straight.
side by side. Greg's going to probably just try and tuck in behind him now and pick up that slipstream down the straight. Oh, drive through for Dan Hyde. So I don't know what's been going on there. That must be a track limits thing.
Drive through Dan.
Drive through Dan it is, indeed.
I just noticed Steve Worrell's in the pits. I don't know if he's had a bit of a spin.
This
Dan
is...
Hyde disqualified.
Oh dear.
He didn't take his drive through in time, so it'd disqualify him from the race.
I thought he only just picked up the last
Yeah,
lap.
I
though.
was convinced he'd only just picked it up as well. Maybe
But if
he...
he if he can't get round to serve it, it'll automatically disqualify him.
Thought it would give him a 130-second penalty, but wow, that's a disaster for Dan then. So he's out of this one. But Ricardo Rivera crosses the line to take the win.
Yeah, you may want to watch Dan Hyde's replay back for his driving standards. I think he just straight line chicane too. Again.
That's probably why the disqualification then. Right, good. That's that one answered. Unfortunately, my replay won't go back that far now. But there we go. There's your top 3 side by side. That's beautiful. Thank you for that, guys. If we can do that at the end of every race, that would be great. So Ricardo Rivera holds on to take the win from Uval Sharon, and then Wilbert van Oosenen in 3rd. Matthias Heidenreich takes 4th. Jotam Sharon 5th. Augustus Sablinskas in 6th. Felix Ingerden takes 7th. Casey Jackman across the line in 8th. Janus shouting in 9th.
You've got it on the mind.
Larice
Oh god.
Larice Tatato in 10th.
What's his first name? Hugh.
Greg Prescott in 11th. Adrian Bond 12th. Joke Kuipers is 13th. Fraz Shovler is looking at coming home in 14th. Olivier Guerra is there 15th. There's a car right behind him, but that's not for position, I don't think. It's just a send. Why not? Just go for it. Kovacic 17th. Bond also 17th. Everything's gone wrong on my timing screen now. Anyway, you get the idea. Ricardo Rivera won.
Nice. I'm going through a quick break. I will be back.
Guys, save me.
We were just letting you flounder a little bit.
Just melt.
Complete meltdown, yeah.
It's not the first time in my life, but it probably won't be the last either.
Good thing from that was obviously through the stream, nothing major, no serious incidents or anything picked up. Obviously the tap into the first couple of corners between Felix and I think it was one of the Charons that hit him, and then after that sort of your normal bit of door bashing, but again you see much worse in higher tier racing, that's for sure.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, so no, impressed. More impressed, to be fair, with those that bailed on outbreaking themselves and took to the escape roads, but also didn't just keep it planted through there or try to squeeze back in exactly where they were. That was impressive.
What impressed you tonight, Alex? Well, I say tonight, we've got another race to come, but in race 1.
Similar. It was nice and well behaved through the first lap. Like we said, Monza did a killing fielding open lobbies on ACC, but that were very well behaved, and quite a few cars had significant problems, but they came back out of the pits and kept on going, which is what we want to see, I guess, in rookies.
It's true, actually.
Good racing
etiquette.
Well.
No retirements at all from that race, with the exception of Heike van der Veen, who unfortunately had a power cut and unfortunately isn't going to make the second race, and Dan Hyde with his disqualification. There appears to be this Mancy guy as well who was in the server, but obviously decided he couldn't be bothered. And thought he'd come and chat rubbish to you lot instead.
Nerves got the better of me.
Dear. So, race 2 is coming up. These guys are just lining up on the grid right now. Jimmy doing his coaching thing there, you can see. Guys, usually race 2 in 30-minute sprints tend to be worse than round 1. Let's change that trend. That's inspirational.
Do they need to load the setup again for race 2? I always forget.
You shouldn't do.
I
but,
always do, just to make sure I'm on fresh tyres.
Yeah. I remember there was something weird about the double races sometimes.
Captain Sparks with a "What have I signed up for?" is that based on the rather strange commentary you're hearing tonight? Apologies for that. I don't know what's happened to me tonight.
I don't know why you keep saying tonight, because every time I've done commentary with you, it's been exactly the same.
You make him nervous, Jimbo. What can I say?
It must be your effect. Listen back to the GT4s from Tuesday night where I was riding solo and it was all smooth. Smooth, not an issue. It's you that's the problem.
I think I watched a bit of the racing from the GT4s, and I saw Ben Brown's move around the outside of Shahabi going into McLean's, I think it was.
Yeah.
And wow, what a move. But the racing as a whole, at the front, I mean, obviously you were focusing on the front guys because 3 of them were less than a second apart. But yeah, what a move. I tell you what, Ben looks incredibly suited to the Aston GT4. I've watched a few of the rounds where I can, and he's finishing strong in all of the races. I think he had a double win in Nürburgring, so yeah, looking very good. I bet he wishes McLaren felt like that last Sunday at Alton Park. See what he says in the chat. I've teed him right after that one.
Yeah, the GT4 series has been a really good watch. Oh, hang on a minute, Sharon's back in the pits. Sharon hasn't readied up in time, and he's back in the pits. So Rivera might have a easy run at it this time.
I know I said that the 2 cars behind battle into turn 1, but I suppose it's even better if one of them starts from the pits.
Wow. So that's not only does he have to wait for the entire field to go past, but there's then normally a little bit of a hold then as well, isn't there, before you can actually get out of the pits. So it's not like he can queue up at the end of the pit lane like they would do in Formula 1 and get going as soon as the field's gone past the end of the pit lane. That's a big issue for him.
I guarantee you he will be at the back of the field by the exit of turn 2.
Yes. Yes.
Not as in position, that's a given. Starting from the pits. Look at me trying to sound like an expert.
I guarantee by the second chicane he will have made up at least 2 positions.
Well, that depends what happens into turn 1. He could have made up a lot more.
Have some faith, Adam.
Exactly. So, now that you're all back, my prediction game for this one is not going to be about the winners in each classes. It's going to be, what position will Uval Sharon finish in this race overall, starting from the pit lane? Jimbo, where do you reckon?
And the pit lane being 23rd, so I think if he gets through clean, P8.
Johnny?
I'm going to go 12th.
12th. Mr. Parkin.
Fantastic.
13th. Thank you, SR Toki 76 for the follow, by the way. That almost looks like Stokey. So if you are a Stokey, then big shout out. And I am going to say Ben has said 4th.
That's a huge shout.
That's a huge shout, yeah. Is that because one of the Sharons is in 4th and he thinks that we're going to be confused?
I am going to say 6th. It's only a 30
What did I say?
Race, but I'm going to say 6th. What did you say?
8th. Did I say 8th? I think I said 8th. I don't know, I've had a glass of red wine now.
Oh,
So,
Jesus. Well, that'll make things better then, won't it? Anyway, for anyone just tuning in, firstly, sorry. Secondly, you are about to watch race 2 of round 4 of the oNiD Rookies series as we pick up a subscription from Mr. Higgins. Old Junior there with a subscription. Thank you for that, sir.
Sharon's in the chat. Didn't press drive in time.
I sincerely hope that you are going to fight from the pit lane because I've said you're going to finish 6th. So you need to do that. But good luck. I'm sure you will be absolutely fine. You could have some fun in this one. I know it's a big shame at the moment, but you could have some real fun. In the meantime, these guys are about to go racing for the second time tonight. It was pretty clean into T1 in race 1. So let's see how we get on in race 2. Your pole man is Ricardo Rivera. Matthias Heidenreich effectively becomes second place. That's in the Lexus. And then you got Felix Ingerden up in third. So
very packed behind Heidenreich. What's
Could be in danger of a penalty.
I don't think you will put him in.
They're away. Oh, there's contact already.
Oh, that's lucky. That is lucky that they all get away with that. And that's Garrido trying to find a way past on the outside. Rivera has got it all to himself, though.
Big
And
accident in the AM class.
what's Van Oostenen going to do? We'll take... Oh, it's Heidenreich. Heidenreich misses his braking point. Runs deep. And I think, apart from that, we're generally surviving. But I think Alex shouted that there was a big incident. We've got Bo Lambert's back in the pits already.
He hit
Uval
the
Sharon
wall
does
hard.
make it out. So what happened, Alex? Did you see it?
He got... I'm not sure who it was, but Lambert's got clipped on the rear end and hit the pit lane wall really badly and spun and, yeah.
Oh, it's an incoming. Oh, wow.
We've
How
got
is
a big,
Sharon?
sorry, we've got a big pack here as well. They've all got through safely. Sorry, Jimmy, carry on.
Van Oostenen into the second chicane. I've completely lost the name of it after that. Luckily, Sharon saw him. He made the apex. I mean, he would have made the apex anyway.
Round.
Yotam Sharon round.
No.
So there must have been some contact there for that one to happen. That's a strange place to drop it. You never know. Let's see if we can pick it up on a replay very quickly. But this is a fairly dramatic opening lap. We're seeing him just go into the first of the Lesmos. The incident happens on the exit, so he runs very wide there.
Dirty
He's got
tyres.
Garrido behind him, so maybe he does do it all by himself. Yes, he does. The old
Dirty
tank slap.
tyres.
Oh, dear.
He's kept it out of the wall, though. Steve Worrell having a bit of a moment in the background, fighting with Greg Prescott as well. There's stuff going on all over the place right now. We're about to rejoin the live action any moment now as Rivera leads from Ingerden then. So Ingerden, a silver in second overall. Heidenreich and Van Oostenen looking close together as they head down towards T1.
Carlton having a look up inside a Bond as well, further back.
Heidenreich was so late on the brakes there.
Yeah, that was squeaky bum time. That was.
Oh, Shelton and Shoveler come together, I think. There's quite a blockage in the middle of the pack.
God. Oh,
That is
no.
not
What? Right, you can't
too
blame
pretty.
me because I said in the chat, race 2.
Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, so it was the purple and black and white car a little bit late on the brakes, and then we got another one off. There was more off in the background as well. So we've got all kinds of craziness going on.
Van Oostenen on Heidenreich.
So yeah, Van Oostenen sneaks past
Go
then
WVO.
on the way into the first of the Lesmos. This is some action to follow. I'm glad I am not riding solo tonight because there is stuff going on absolutely everywhere. Your leaders at the moment, so Rivera leads overall. Ingerden is your silver leader. Schouten is your AM leader, once again up in 9th overall. And quick check on Sharon update, he's 20th.
Only 2 spaces away from the other one.
From the other one. I knew what you meant.
So,
Always
just looking at this, Ingerheden in second on track for first in class. Obviously has 2 very quick pros behind him who are going to no doubt pull their way up to him. What he will want now is to gap Garrido as much as possible, because I've seen in other races, obviously Felix is given the position up. So yeah, I think he's going to look to try and gap as quickly as possible.
big shout out to Bo and Mr. Evans coming out and getting fixed and coming back out to the race, although albeit in a lap down, but they're still there and they're still racing. So that's what we ask of our drivers. So that's good stuff.
something to keep an eye on as well. You've got that weird train from 13th to 21st, where you've got AMS who have jumped all the pro and silver drivers who had accidents, and now the pro and silver drivers have got to try and fight their way through to pick up a few extra points, but it's a long way to come back from.
There was some lovely side-by-side action there from Davies and the first of the Chirons as well that we just caught live there. So those guys doing a lovely bit side-by-side through turns 1 and 2. Good job. And there are packs forming all over the place. Let's check in on Steve Worrell, because he has just got himself up to 9th overall. So Steve doing a really good job, and yeah, he has just got himself ahead of Janis Schoutin. We've got all kinds of stuff going on in a pack a little further behind as well. So that's just going to focus in on this pack here for a moment, because we've got Shoveler, Bond, Jackman and Yotam Chiron all together. And
This is going to be interesting. We've got Heidenreich on the exit of the Parabolica right behind Van Oostenen. Two of the quickest cars and one of the best looking cars.
The Bentley, obviously.
Oh, come on.
Lexus,
That Castrol livery is beautiful.
It is beautiful. Now, where's he going?
A bit of defending, a bit of moving, a bit of wiggling under braking as well. These two spend a lot of time in the chat together on the practice servers, so I think they have a good, if you want to call it, off-track relationship. I hope that goes across into the racing. But what's impressing me is I know that these two are battling, but Inge Hedin is actually pulling away and is still only 1.3 seconds behind Rivera.
Actually, if anything, he's closed up on Rivera a little bit. Just lately.
Zablinskas has got past Garrido, by the way.
You're right, yes, Sablinskas has got past Garrido. So that's second in class now. I was just looking... God, there's cars everywhere. So Bond is in 10th now. So yeah, Steve... So Bond has got past Schoutin as well. That's what's happened. Bond has got past Schoutin. But now you've got a real pack forming behind Schoutin. I think Schoutin might have some damage as we see a real squirrely moment there for Fraz Shoveler. I couldn't think of the word, but I knew it began with S, and I got there eventually.
Someone who has benefited from the couple of laps carnage at the start, Dan Hyde, he's 4th in Pro Class. Good start from him. Kept himself out of trouble nicely.
Yep, so Dan, just remember to go left and right around the chicanes this time, and hopefully that will work out a little better for you. But yeah, that is a really good start for Dan. Interesting how much the Silvers are punching above. As we see Greg Prescott late on the brakes there. The Silvers are really punching above their weight this race. We've got them in 2nd, 5th and 6th overall.
Just going to have a look at Schoutin here, I think.
Greg has got a really good run, and all of a sudden seems to have a lot more straight line than the BMW. I do wonder if that BMW is carrying a ton of damage, but he's late on the brakes.
Just behind, you've got 3 wide coming into turn 1 as well, and they avoid contact just about.
That's really good driving from all of them. That is a huge pack altogether.
Mistake by Inge Hedin into the second chicane. Just rode the sausage.
Sausage.
I'm getting involved now.
Straddled it nicely.
I feel safe. I feel like I'm okay to say it.
Oh, Shelton's dropping down quite quickly.
He is, yeah. We think he's got some damage there. And there was another sausage moment there from Mr. Bond, and he managed to hold ahead of Chiron. So
can he smell that M-Class win? It's within his reach.
But Chiron behind him is significantly quicker, it's fair to say. Now Van Oostenen, as a result of that issue for Ingeden earlier on in the lap that Jimmy noticed, has actually got Van Oostenen and Heidenreich much closer to him. He'll be looking in his mirrors as much as he is forwards now.
big thing for Felix is that Sablinskas is 3.8 off of Heidenreich. So if he was to let these guys past, he's got a nice gap to just fall back into and sort of just latch back on. Really, he's definitely got the pace to run with these guys, but yeah, he had the pace over Sablinskas, I'd say, towards the end of the race, in the first race as well. So I don't think he's got too much to worry about in terms of getting the win in class.
Sorry.
Bless you.
It's you.
Oh, it's the second time this week that's happened live on stream.
What WBO will be open for as well is that Felix does let him go because he doesn't want to lose too much time and have Heidenreich catch him right back up either. So be interesting to see what Felix does coming down the next straight.
Right, ladies and gents, what has Steve Worrell been fed tonight? Because he's just about to get himself ahead of Larice Tatata, look, because he was putting the pressure on. Tatata runs wide, and Steve finds himself 8th overall. Good run from the man with the simracing.gp livery.
So hope his missus stays out of the room.
Yeah, nobody scare him, please. So hope he doesn't have a cat or anything that might scare him. Talking of things getting close, Dan Hyde has just got himself past Pablo Garrido. He's up into 6th overall. It's not a position in class, but it is a nudge forward in the overall standings. 6th is a very good run from Dan, although Garrido's sticking with him at the moment.
Do you think he heard us in the last race, Dan?
More than likely, yes. I would suggest
He's
that Dan is
decided
probably
to
tuned
step
in.
up. I do think sort of like obviously the
Oh dear.
that's Tatata. Okay.
That is the Tata. We're going to see a replay here. I think it's going to be Muchos de Sausage through
The exit.
Ascari.
The exit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's jumped the curb.
Oh,
Car's
a little bit
unsettled.
of yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
lucky
it's
to
the-
avoid. Where's he rolling the car to? That's the question. He's done very well there.
Yeah,
Again,
that's
I've mentioned
really
Vettel
nicely
once
done.
already, haven't I? But that was kind of like Vettel in Brazil.
Someone's had an accident at pit lane. I think it's Guerrero. That's the replay. That's a bad accident for him.
So something's got Alex very excited. So let's find out what it was.
Inge Heden's just missed the second chicane and dropped behind Van Oosenen.
Oh right, we'll pick that one up in a minute. This is Kovacic and Guerra side by side coming out of Parabolica. They've got Evans
crashed in
right
the
in
straight
behind them.
line.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
no.
Good lord.
Oh, 2 into 1 didn't go, and well, unfortunately, the only place that Guerra did go is into the pit lane. He has been spun into
And he
the
might
pit
want
lane
to
there.
with how the car's looking there. So at least he's in the right place.
So, as you said, and well picked up there, Jimmy, Van Oosenen has got himself up into 2nd ahead of Felix Ingeden. Was that a mistake from Ingeden, you said?
Mistake into the second chicane again. I think it may be feeling the pressure a little bit from the guys behind, but he's got 5.2 seconds back to Sablinskas. Well, he's got 5.6 technically, so I think what we'll see now is Heidenreich should pass Ingeden down the straight just on the power alone of the Lexus. I expect Felix to just sort of drop in behind and concentrate on picking up the win in class.
Just another small accident in M-Class. Bo Lamberts has reset to pits and he had a yellow flag just before he did that. I'm not entirely sure what happened there either.
Guerra's been disqualified, so I don't know what's happened there, but we know that he just had that huge moment.
I bet he was in the pits. I wonder if he's missed his pit box and reversed it. Pit lane.
That would make sense, yeah. That's an instant disqualification, isn't it?
Yeah, you can. Well, yeah, it is. The game kind of lets you get away with it for a little bit, but then we've seen in previous races people try and reverse back into their pit box, and it's it just disqualifies you, unfortunately.
So
Stay there.
Update on car 33, Uval Sharon. He's up to 12th now.
That was my pick. I said 12.
And his
Stay there.
brother has fastest lap as well.
He does.
I assume it's his brother.
Yep, 149.1 last time around.
There are wise assumptions to make in life, and that I think that's one. I'd hope 4 rounds in we'd know if they were Alex, what are we
Someone
doing?
would have said.
I don't know. We just kind of turn up.
You
Went
would
on with
expect
it.
the coaches to know these things by now.
Turn
wouldn't you?
up, wing it. Yeah.
Take the credit
do
for the good
this.
stuff.
Go
blame the
faster
coach for
there.
the bad one.
Break there.
Turn up and wing it. Welcome to my life.
That's what I've been doing for work for the last 14 years. I seem
I
to
was
be
going to say
okay.
that. That's how I got my job.
It's how I got my. Oh, hang on a minute. I work for myself.
This is Johnny Ashley, brain surgeon.
The man can't even spell brain.
Brian.
The same as Bill. I was going to say it's the same as Brian, isn't it?
Zeno Nuke, thanks for the follow. And great name as well, by the way. Now, Ingerden looks like he fancies a run back at Van Oostenen rather than defending from Heidenreich now.
Right up the anus of Van.
Oh, don't. No, just don't.
What I want to know is how we've got 40 plus viewers with this.
Because it's inane rubbish.
Out of all of the people in the world, there are 40 that have nothing else to do.
So true. So true.
What does that say for us who volunteered to come on the stream, though? I mean,
Yeah, you've
That
really
reflect
got
well on
nothing
us?
better to do.
See, this is a good deed. I'm hoping this is what gets me up to the pearly gates when the time comes.
we're all volunteers.
What by supporting the infirm like me?
You said it.
I was going to say, yeah, that was all you, Adam.
Yeah. Ah dear. Never mind.
I'm here for the gay innuendos.
Ooh.
That guy's great.
Well, Lambert's
Oh, Inge Heeden
drive
off
through.
at the Ascari. Oh, he needs to get back on. He should be safe from behind, but he got the right hand part of Ascari. He got the car in the tram line curb, and well, yeah, just followed it all the way around. To be fair, did well to keep it out of the wall.
Heike just said, "Well, you got to help the crippled, right?" And just to clarify, I can say that because I am the crippled at the moment, Mr. Pegleg. Now,
I think I mind punted Kuipers. I was just about to say it's catching Kovacic for third position arm, and then he put it in the wall. Sorry.
oh dear. Now, Dan Hyde, I think, has had a moment as well. He's dropped back behind Garrido and momentarily was showing a white flag for slow car.
Yeah. I think there's damage on the front of that Bentley as well.
Yeah, the bonnet's flapping a little bit, isn't it? Or for D-Stack, the hood is flapping a little bit. A little bit. Car 33, Uval Sharon now up to 10th.
I'm getting this P8.
I'm getting this P6. It's happening. Because he's still got his brother ahead of him who's going to let him through, right?
No,
Captain Arch said
not.
at least the
Brothers.
sausage hasn't come up for a while.
after a conversation with my other half earlier on how she was with her brother and sister growing up, I don't believe for a second that he would let him past. If anything, probably end his race.
I completely lost for a minute where that conversation was going, but gotcha, understood. As Greg Prescott gets past Steve Worrell, so Steve's having a bit of a tougher time at the minute. He's dropped down a couple of places, but 11th is still a solid position to be in.
Prescott looking, Prescott looking good. He's just made a mistake out of the second Lesmo there and spun the car up, which has given Worrell a run. But that Porsche, well, its legs are about as useful as yours at the moment, Adam. So
Thanks for that.
That's all right.
It's going to have the inside of a Ascari though.
Oh, he's gone for the outside.
Oh dear.
Oh, commentator's curse.
Yep, you are the curse.
We're
It's not the
doing
first
well
time
down
I've
mine
been
punts tonight.
I love a good mine punt.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Love a good mine punt.
You also like a good punt as well sometimes.
Hey,
You've been
He's
quite
been
well
called a
behaved
punt
just
a few
lately, haven't
times
you?
as well.
come on now. I haven't punted anyone for about 6 months.
It's only because I haven't been on track for a whole month now.
Yeah, to be fair, it's like red rag to a bull when you're in front of me.
Dear. Shout out to A Bond for leading AM class in this one. So Shouting's had a tricky second race, as we know. So Bond
We saw Shelton
leading.
have some problems, didn't we? Turn one.
Yeah, and that damage has really hindered him, we think. But Bond doing a solid job up there, 13th overall, and leading the AM class. So good job. That's my dishwasher finished. If anyone wants to know what the beeping's
I thought it was. I thought whether it
You've
was
got a
bomb.
dishwasher that beeps.
Yes.
You're making far too much money off these t-shirts and button boxes.
No, that's that. I bought that like when I still had a job.
Or what I'm
Mine's just
thinking is, you've sellotaped the Casio stopwatch to the side of it, and you press the button on that.
To be fair, yours is lucky it beeps. Mine just moans.
Okay, clip that, and I'm going to
So we're here for the gay innuendos and sexism. Fantastic.
Dear, what happened?
Shoveler and Hyde together into Ascari, and they've bumped and they've made it. How have they got through there?
Let's.
Although if you
Should we
look who's
find
right
out?
behind them, that was
Here we go.
Oh, Sharon making a move
So
on
here we
Hyde.
go.
Hyde.
No!
Oh,
What has Hyde done there?
So we're currently watching a replay of this. So let's watch this, and then I'll go pick up a replay of what you guys are watching, so that everyone at home can see rather than just hearing you shout about it. But Shoveler shoveled up the inside of Hyde, and they did both get through there. So who do I need to go look at now?
Keep on Hyde and Sharon, because that has ended Sharon's race.
Yeah, he's only just got back on track now. He's
Oh,
way
so-
behind where he was.
Oh,
Some
yeah,
serious
just caught
trouble.
the end of it.
Yeah, we only caught the end of it on the stream, unfortunately. But
So what had happened was, obviously Hyde had a bad exit from Ascari due to the contact with Shoveler on the way in. Sharon obviously is coming through like a hot potato due to his pace. Had the inside, and then got moved across on by Hyde, who tried to defend. They contacted, and then Hyde sort of went left and then turned back right into him. And we know what happens when a Bentley comes together with pretty much any other car. The other car loses.
So yeah, Dan at the front of Dan's car looks a little second-hand right now. Ingadon there has dropped to fourth. I think we must have missed him getting passed by Heidenreich at some point. There's been a lot of action for us to follow. But he's still 4.5 seconds clear of Sublinskas in the silver class. So no harm, no foul for him.
Speaking of brotherly love, we've got the two bonds about to come together on track. Not for position. One
Are they
being
brothers?
one in
Are these
silver.
ones brothers?
I thought they were. They've got the same surname.
Same surname, same car, same livery, same team. You would assume that there's some kind of relation between the pair of them. They might be father and son.
Dave's got the banhammer out for Dan Hyde. He said A hiding.
Oh,
God. Is that the band hammer?
I don't think Dan's ever been reported for anything, has he?
Not that I know of, no.
As reported, though. Especially if I look back at a report that came in recently. Because I actually thought there was some sort of typo or error when I saw it, but
Now
that was
first of the bonds.
haven't seen that. That was I don't know. Was it poor on his part? You've got a guy who's one of the front runners coming up to you. You know he's quicker than you. There's still nearly 10 minutes of the race left at that point. What do you do?
So on the subject of brotherly love, one brother just let the other brother go. So they're in different classes though. But
There's a Porsche riding sausage at the second chicane.
that's Mr. Evans. So he's a lap down, unfortunately.
We don't coach that, by the way, just so you are
Riding
aware.
sausages.
Oh, he's fun now as well.
broke back oNiD.
Oh, God, come on.
I feel like that comment was almost two jokes in one. Inga Heden's got back in front of Heidenreich, quickly changing the subject back to what we're here for.
He has. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So Either good job by Felix or bad job by Matthias, we don't know. But yeah, change of position for third overall, but actually class positions haven't changed at all there. What's the all for now?
Lambert's is in the wall at Parabolica, but manages not to spin on the racing line. Quite a bit of traffic coming up behind him.
So we're watching that one back now on the stream. I don't know what's happening to his livery, quite why that's going so blurry. But we are about to see what happened to Bo through Parabolica. He's got the blue flags. He tucks to the inside. I see. He's tried to tuck to the inside and get out of the way, but caught the curb and then found the wall on the inside. That's unfortunate. He was trying to do the right thing.
The majority of the curbs, especially now, if you look at the one that's on the stream through Curva Grande, they dip in the middle. They're like a tram line almost. It seems to be on sort of the inside of the corner, and then the exit curbs are flat. Very much like Ascari. And yeah, the minute you touch them in pretty much any car, I would say probably the Bentley is the only one that can get away with it. The minute you touch them, the car just wants to hook around and keep going.
Yeah, I remember in the endurance race oNiD did a while ago at Monza, and driving the Ferrari twice in one stint. I'd just got the right wheel hooked in a scar and it fired me around into the wall. I was absolutely fuming. But once the wheel's in, you can't do anything. Yeah.
Just want to shout on Rivera. If we were talking like earlier with Hyde in the evaluation races, there was, I think it was the second race at Imola, first or second. He was a little bit leery, a little bit aggressive at certain points because he made a mistake and then had to fight his way back through. But tonight, I think obviously he's won both the races. Well, as it stands, he's won both the races. But he's driven impeccably. You can't fault anything that he's done. He's had to defend for the entire first race from Sharon, who we know is incredibly quick and likes to put the pressure on. This race, totally different. He's been out on his own pretty much from the start.
That can be difficult in its own ways, right? Though,
definitely. That shows he's got the ability to do these short scratch races, but he could also feature quite nicely in an endurance race as well.
Yeah, Rivera.
Absolutely. You end up racing yourself in these situations as well, don't you? And it's quite easy.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah. But it is really easy to overthink it or push slightly too hard because you want to beat a lap time or... so he's doing well to just manage that through. So
yeah, we spoke about this last week, didn't we, in the debrief, with concentration during your racing and stuff. And the thing with the Delta in a race is as soon as, I know pretty early on the tyres are good, the car's good, that's probably when I'm going to get my best lap. For me at that point, it's all about keeping the Delta where it's at. It's not about going faster. I'm not ever worried about fastest laps in a race. There's not really much to gain in this sort of class of racing. In F1 you have a point if you finish in the top 10 normally for the fastest lap. But if you can come to the end of the stint when the tyres are worn but the fuel is low, and you can match your time when the tyres were good but the car is full, you've got a good setup, but also that your consistency is on point as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And Rivera tonight he's really shown that with both the races, and that's great, and that's exactly what we want to see. If you look again at the field, there's a massive mixture of silvers and pros, so it looks like, if anything, the people that are gaining the most from the coaching and what's going on are the silvers.
Yeah.
But then you'll always find that let's take for example, I can't go much faster than I go now on my lap times, but take someone new to the game and give them 2-3 months, their advance will be more than mine would, because I may gain a tenth or two, they'll gain seconds.
Yeah.
So it's easy, I guess, to see that the silvers will jump, because there'll be some silvers in there that are really starting to pick it up, and you'll get people like Rivera who they're not far off my pace already. So how much faster can they go?
We see Shouting go straight on at T1.
And also as well with the second season that's gonna come as well, the current pros in this season can't do another rookie league. So for them, the silvers are going to be right up there I would think next time around some of them will.
Are
go
we
into
cutting
that.
off all the pros? I mean, I take in for example someone like for Dan example, you know, not a front runner in the pro class. He is in the pro class, but
Yeah,
would you say maybe another season? And again with the rookies as well, do we want to push people out of the class, or do we want someone that maybe doesn't take it so seriously? Maybe someone that, like Dan, for example, he has a lot going on aside from racing. He does a lot of streaming for oNiD. He does a lot with Caden Computers.
The idea was to keep it accessible. If you've got the same people that race each time, then you're not going to get that many new people. So it was to keep it fresh. So the idea is for the pro guys who are quick enough, who are in pro this time, they would then move on into GT4s, GT3s, anything else that we might bring on this year. And then you get a fresh batch of rookies come in, and you get some that have already raced, maybe in silver or AM class. So it just kind of keeps it fresh, and then you're not always going to get the same people in each class. You'll see some people progressing, depending on who we get. So yeah, the idea is to give everyone a chance to get some coaching, rather than keeping everyone in this season, because I would like to think that they'll sign up again for season 2. And then we don't have as many spots available for new people to join oNiD, so there's got to be that kind of rotation about it as well.
How long does somebody need
Rivera's
to
about to cross the line.
How long does somebody need to have been out of the sim rig to be classed as a rookie again? Asking for a friend.
Not you.
As Rivera, trust me, I will be rookie standard again. As Rivera crosses the line to take the win.
I can't wait for them coaching sessions.
Screw you.
So a great couple of races from Rivera, and Inga Heeden brings it home. I think Felix is the first silver this season to finish on the podium properly.
Yeah, great work. Really good work.
This one's close across the line, but Garrido just holds on above Sharon.
Yeah, great couple of drives from Rivera, and solid from Van Oosenen as well. I know he's been there or thereabouts, but P2, that's a real good finish as well. And Heidenreich taking P3 in class as well. That's a little bit of a different podium.
It's good to see WV out there. He's been pretty solid all season so far, so it's good to see him.
Just chuckling at the chat. SR Toki says, "Well, this has been super entertaining, gents. A couple of dodgy moments by the wise men in the box, but all pretty amusing." So there we are. We've had a couple of dodgy moments this evening.
Which
apparently.
box? That can't be us. We're not wise.
We don't do dodgy moments. We do questionable.
Dodgy, but we're not wise.
Pushing the envelope.
Yeah, the dodgy bit is calling us wise, really, isn't it? Hiker says maybe the last in championship standings should get another shot. SR Toki says, don't say that, I want to join next season. I've been out my rig for 6 weeks now. I feel ya. It's been 4 weeks exactly for me. Hiker says Pegleg can take my spot. The fact that I was called Pegleg seems to have chuckled a few people. Big congrats to Rivera from Captain Sparks. Mercy Caller says, I hear a dodgy commentator. I'm guessing.
Thank you, Sam.
I'm guessing that's your friend. And Hiker says they are also not in a box. They are chained in the basement. Which for you, Johnny, is correct. You are in your basement, aren't you?
I'm actually in my basement. Yeah, that's true.
Are you chained?
Not yet.
WVO, nice P3 and P2, but could have made more.
I nearly said something then that would have been dodgy.
I'm moving on. WVO saying could have made more of this, but bad quality. And SR Toki says well done to both Bond brothers. We've had a few follows in that, including just now Lord Moff has followed. I love that name. That's quality.
Lord Moff.
Lord Moff.
I hate moths. They're like my fear. That and cotton wool. I don't like cotton wool.
Yeah, it was a southern moth because it was moth. So yeah,
Like
Lord,
Grand Moff.
Right.
Lord Moff.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Right. So, chaps, before we go anywhere, I want Driver of the Day nominations from all of you. And Johnny, I'm going to start with you.
Sorry, say that again. I wasn't listening.
Driver of the Day, please.
It's got to be Rivera. I think it has to be. It has to be Rivera. He was like Jimbo said, he had to defend really hard race one, and he had to control his race in race two. So yeah, for me, Rivera's driver of the day.
Jimbo?
Because Rivera's got one, I'm going to go for Felix. He was spun in race one, dropped pretty much to the back of Silvers, and got back to almost fighting for the win. And then the second race, he's running. He's finished on the podium in the entire field, and that's on merit. That's not on, nothing other than the fact that he was quick enough. Yeah, for me, a really solid round. He could have lost his head in the first race when he got spun at turn one. So no, I think he's done incredible there.
Mr. Parkin, what's your thoughts?
To mix up a bit, I think I'm going to go for Van Assen, and he kept himself out of trouble in a couple of tasty opening laps and picked up a double podium. So good racing from him.
Right, I'm going to jump back to the debrief, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. But I just wanted to say congratulations again.
Thank you, but I can't believe you don't care who my driver of the day is. I mean,
Oh, sorry. Please, quickly before I go.
No, because I was actually about to agree with you, but I'm just going to switch it to Rivera now, just because.
Oh God, you're so petty.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Go on.
Right, I'm going to do the debrief.
Cheers, Jimbo.
So for those of you just hanging on to the arse end of this stream, that's what happens now in this rookie series. Is the coaches will now head off and do a debrief with those rookie drivers. So they'll go through the good, the bad, and the ugly from the race, and just give some advice, give some pep talks to those that have had a bit of a tough night, and answer questions as well. So it's a really different setup, this whole rookie league, to really give help and advice all the way through. So Johnny, I think it's been another good night, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a good night. Plenty of action on track, plenty of people viewing the action on track, which is great to see. Plenty of people joining in on the chat as well. And sorry, Lord Moff, we didn't mean to roast you as soon as you joined. But no, that's what it's about. At least about these guys getting experience of being on track and getting some coaching and getting better and better. And it's fastly becoming the most popular stream of the week. We always have a good laugh, so it's it's a really good thing for oNiD that this continues, and I hope everyone does enjoy what we put on with the rookies, and I know the drivers do. So don't forget to get involved. Season 2 coming soon.
Yeah, I mean, if you came here for a ridiculously polished and professional stream, then my humble apologies for that. But we have at least had some fun tonight, that's for sure. Yeah, it has been another cracking night, as Johnny says. Tons of you in the chat as well, which is always great to see, and some of you getting involved in the abuse as well. So feel free to keep that coming. Johnny, what else is happening this week?
We are back tomorrow night.
Are we? What's happening tomorrow night?
The oNiD Arms returns for the second time this year.
No, it's the first one of 2022,
First one, my God. First one of
Yeah.
2022. We are back. We are going to be joining in with the AMS2 tourist night that Tom's doing around Monza. So we're back at Monza tomorrow. And we'll be chatting AMS2, bit of ACC, bit of AC, anything sim racing. We'll be having a chat, talking about oNiD as well. So yeah, come and join us for that. It's always a good crack, and I'll be a few beers in, I would think, by the time we get started.
Oh my good lord! So for those of you who don't know, the oNiD Arms is oNiD's own pub, our virtual pub, generally once a month, Johnny and I go and pull up a stool and have a beer and a general chat about all things sim racing. There might be a special guest along the way as well. Who knows? Yeah, come join us 8 p.m. tomorrow night live on Twitch. All of our streams are live on Twitch, and then they are available to watch on demand through YouTube about 24 hours later after that. But thank you to every single one of you for watching and listening tonight. Johnny, thank you for being with me, and I think no, parking's gone, but to Alex and Jimbo as well, thank you for being here as well. Has made it a right crack. And Johnny, once again, big congrats on the 1K today. It feels like a really good day for oNiD.
Yeah, it's been a really, really good day, and hopefully there'll be more to come in the weeks ahead and the months ahead, and we'll keep doing what we're doing as long as people keep racing. I'm
not sure anything can top hitting the 1,000 subscribers, though, could it?
Well, 2,000.
You never know.
3,000, 4,000. Just having. For me, it's about having a successful group of people that like racing, and I think we've achieved that. So we'll just see what the future brings for us, and just keep with us. Yes, yeah. 2K, 4K, 5K, 6K. Yeah, you get the gist. Thank you, Toki.
You can come again. I like you. Right, with that, we have waffled on for far too long, so it's time to finish up for the night. Thank you once again for watching, and yeah, come back tomorrow night. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.